The world of Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is full of some of the most powerful units in medieval kingdoms. From cavalry to swordsmen, archers to gladiators, there is a vast array of soldiers and playstyles to choose. But who is really the strongest? In this series, I'll be breaking down some of Bannerlord's greatest units to find out who rules once and for all. In today's episode, I take a look at the Battanian Fian champion, an archer from the barbarian woodlands, to ask the question, why are they so goddamn good? These guys are an absolute beast of a unit. I mean, they are starting off as your highborn youth, and obviously when we get up to the Fian champion, they're actually something that's not the easiest to recruit. You see, when you're going around actually trying to recruit Battanians, you'll find the recruits don't quite reach these highest levels, and the Battanians in general, well, they have to be recruited from the highborn youth. These are fiefs that you find near castles, and eventually you can get them to Fian champions. Now, the Fian champion has his woodland longbow, he has his stacked bodkin arrows, X2, and of course his Highland fine two-handed sword, which we'll see come into action. He's got some great armor as well, with a body armor of 48 and another extra bit on top with that helmet of a head armor of 50, and all in all, he is one of the most stacked troops in the game, not just in, well, projectiles, but in melee as well. But how does he fare realistically when it comes to my battlefield tests? So, our first round, of course, we're starting with the Battanian Fian. Now, of course, we've only got 50 of each, because that's kind of, well, what you'd expect. And our first test is against Aserai recruits. There's 50 of them, there's 50 of my Fian. How long will it take to take them down, and will they be able to take them down? How many recruits does it take to kill Fian? So, starting with 50, I've not put them in anything, but let's put them in their spread out formation, because that's probably what you're going to be using. And let's see how quickly we can mow through these guys. As you can see, they are letting loose incredibly fast. There's so much damage going in here, and already these boys are retreating. Now, the morale is actually a factor of this, because it's important to see how well these projectile troops actually hit the morale of the enemy, because some will do worse morale damage, some will do better morale damage, but it is clear that 50 is not going to take out our 50 Aserai Fian. So let's up the Aserai recruits quite quickly to really test these Battanian Fian. Now, into this next test. Unfortunately, terrain will play a tiny bit of a difference, but we can't really help that all too much, since there is no way to get the exact same generation of maps. But as long as my guys are shooting at their max range from the start, that's really the only important part. So, once again, 50 Battanian Fian. They took out 50 Aserai recruits. There's now 100 of them. So, let's see how that works. It looks like they are readying up, just about to start firing, and off they go. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion that even 100 recruits, they will deal with very, very easily. We haven't found their max just yet, but I don't think it's going to be this. The Battanian Fian are incredibly good at projectiles. Remember, we are looking at the projectile strength rather than the melee capabilities of these troops. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, they've got it all. They really have it all. Bloody hell, that wasn't even close. They didn't even make it halfway up this hill. Okay, we're gonna have to try a lot harder than that. Well, there is 250 recruits coming in now, and the 50 Battanian Fian on an open plane are opening fire. They've already got, well, 20 kills already. And once again, remember, this is going to take hits of the enemy morale. They're going to be going down very, very fast, and they're going to see their friends going down. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, they're not going to want to last much longer, and there they run. You see, the morale hits that Battanian Fian do are just so powerful that really there isn't too much that you can say about their weaknesses. But they've got to have some, surely. They have to have some. So the recruits are getting a little bit closer now, but no, once again, it just isn't quite enough. I've got to put them up against some pretty devastating force to actually see these guys go down, I think. Wow, now coming over the hill is 407, no, it is 500 enemy troops. I don't know why it's got 479 over their heads at this point in time, because as you can see, there's 500 troops when we hold tab. But 250 almost got to the front lines of the Battanian Fian. So surely 500 is going to easily do it. Oh, it must be because the rest of the troops are in a different unit at the back, at least with the banner bearers. They should start letting loose very, very soon. Yep, they're raising their bows, and soon we should see them starting to fire. Once again, these recruits are pretty low damage, but they can just wipe through these boys, and really, there is nothing stopping the Battanian Fian, especially when they've got this sort of, well, this hill extra damage, and my god, is this lagging the game because of all the dead bodies. The Aserai recruits, their morale is taking a big hit. They are charging in once again. I have 60 FPS according to Steam's FPS counter. That is clearly not the case. Now, they are going to reach the front line. Before they do, we've already killed 140 of them with just 50 Fian, but we're about to see some of the melee combat in the game, and for some reason, the game has just fixed itself. And even though the melee combat started to start, the Battanian Fian, they pull out their swords, and this is their next dirty trick. Those two-handed swords, they are so worth the wait because they can do a ton of damage to any enemies. We have actually just lost one guy, but we are still slicing through. Some of the Fian are going down. Remember, there's 10 times their number in Aserai recruits, but they are still slicing and dicing. Some of the recruits are running away, and the Fian are holding strong, getting kill after kill. They've killed over 300 of the enemy right now. It's those two-handed swords, and some of them are whipping back out their bows to attack the fleeing ones. But if I'm going to be honest, there's still a big amount of recruits here. The Fian have pretty decent armor, and they are slicing through, and that morale hit on the enemy, well, somehow they have managed to take out 10 times their number, still with 24 left. So they only lost half their number for 500 enemy troops. And of course, they are firing at the last few that are trying to... Oh my god, look at that guy go down. Bloody hell. That was something special. But it's not just open pitch battles that these guys are great for. No. These guys are so fantastic in so many ways. Well, here we are in a siege situation. So once again, we are with only 50 Battanian Fian and, well, 500 troops that are charging upon the walls. Oh my word. More and more of them are coming up now. I cannot believe it. Uh-oh. No. Jesus Christ. They just took out that guy. Now, here's the issue, because they're using a lot of siege weaponry and siege towers. And I think... Oh my god, what an absolute kill from the boys. Now, I don't know how many of them are going to get up on the walls. If we just let them all...
Everyone on my command.
Okay, so that's now my command. I'm going to let them follow their sergeants, because I want to see what they're going to be able to do on these walls here. Oh, there's more coming up. Can we not? Can we not do this? I think, honestly, 50 Fian is your sweet spot for taking out pretty much any enemy. Of course, now they've got shields. They're not necessarily recruits anymore, as we've been attacked by a fairly decently sized army. But nonetheless, how have they both gone down at the same point? Both siege towers have just utterly crumbled. One of these is going to hit me, I swear. I goddamn swear one of them is going to hit me, and it's not going to make me very, very happy. Where are my men? I actually don't know where they've gone. Lads? There's still 46 of you left. Oh, you all... We don't need you there, though, do we? It's just not necessary. Yeah. Get up here. I want you up on the walls. I want you shooting. I want you doing your thing. You know how to shoot. Oh, more. Oh my god. More and more kills. It is absolutely brutal. If I could just get a few of you up on the walls, that would be very nice. Okay, there are a few coming up, which should mean, yeah, they're starting to shoot as well. And the Battanian... Okay. That's not quite what I had in mind. Well, I decided I would negate the siege towers and siege weaponry by just giving them 2 towers and a battering ram. This time we don't have any catapults, so hopefully that should not happen again. However, I have spread my guys more out on the walls, so we can really see what these 50 lads can do. We've already got 13 kills in already. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting to win this siege, but I want to just show how much damage just 50 Fian can really, really do to the enemy. Already, you can hear the death going on, and the kill feed in the top right is showing. Almost 40 enemies are dead there, all from this kind of distance. And don't get me wrong, Look, we've got powerful bows, but they've got shields. And I don't even know who they're hitting. I don't know how they're getting these kills, but they're getting these kills nonetheless. It looks like, yeah, most of them are on this middle siege tower. So I'm guessing they're aiming for the feet or the people that are actually pushing these siege towers. Because boy, oh boy, oh boy, they don't... Oh my god, yes, they've just taken a guy out in there. Okay. I'm liking that a lot. More and more kills are coming in, up to 81 dead now. They are just hitting one after another. And as I mentioned, these aren't recruits. These are a mixture of recruits, footmen, trained footmen. That was a good effort, mate. Not quite, though. There's more coming in. They are really trying to hit me here. I guess I am like the perfect target. I don't really think they've got what it takes to get up this way. Over 105 kills now, and it's really going to start to go up. In fact, I'm going to re-enable the battle UI just so we can have a look at the top right in that kill feed, because I think it's going to start, yep, it's going to start going absolutely crazy. And speaking of crazy, I'm just going to duck down here as all the javelins come over, because they're all going to be firing at me if I just sort of lure a few of them out. They're going to hit a few of my boys here, so we need to be a bit careful. I've taken one javelin to the shoulder. Once again, I'm not really a part of this fight. 140 are dead, but they are now back up onto the walls, so this is where we're going to start to see if these guys can actually fight within melee to defend a siege. Once again, we have lost 3 men. There was still 47, including me, so I guess 46 actual soldiers. The siege tower is down, and we're about to see how effective this comes to be. Now, which bowman have I just selected? I don't know, but we're going to try and get my men into places. There we go, once again, just hacking these boys down. Oh, I can't help the temptation. I just want to do a cheeky throw in there. I don't want to try and affect this battle too much, but boy, boy, oh boy, it is satisfying. It sounds like our gate is gone. And that, I think that could be the clincher here. They are up on these walls, but once again, we've got the 200 swords. We killed nearly 200 of their 500 strong army. Once again, there's only 50 Battanian Fian. I'm going to F1, F3, get everyone to charge in and do their thing. Oh yeah, I've still got guys up in that tower over there that I didn't quite notice. Once again, kills are still on our favor. Over 200 dead and 200 left still in the enemy party, or 280, but our men have actually climbed onto the towers. They're going to fight them tooth and nail out at this point, and I think this is going to showcase just how much the Fian can withstand. However, they have been flanked from the back, which I'm not too confident is going to go too well for my men. Yeah, they are slowly but surely taking a lot of hits. They're still taking men down, but they are being slaughtered on that side, and these guys are about to be wrapped through. So as someone... Oh, well, here goes me. Here goes my death. Rest in peace, Mr. Jacob. You are now on the floor. However, there are still a good amount of Fian left, and I think they can just about get a few more kills from this. 250 kills, and that's going to put them pretty high up on the ranking because, well... This is a test that I'm going to be doing with multiple units and multiple troops. And the Fian so far, they've done a pretty good goddamn job surviving what the Azrai have to throw at them. But that is the end of them. How have they done? That is 252 kills. And of course, all 50 are dead. The Battanian Fian, though, one of the most powerful troops in the game. And... well, I hope I've shown you why they're so good. But what troop am I going to do next? Leave a comment down below. Is it going to be a sharpshooter? Is it going to be a cavalry? Is it going to be infantry? I guess we'll find out. Until then, I will see you in the next one.